YouTube, what up? You guys weren't planning on this one, were you? Little surprise live action. So, I'm going to let some of you guys get in here. I'm going to get TikTok crew in here as well. Let's get them going. TikTok, what up? We are live. It is a Thursday day live. This is going to be a quick one, but we also have another live coming on Instagram at 3 o'clock with Bobby. So I wanted to hop on this live quick because I didn't use the Cameo or the Cricut last night at all, and had a lot of people asking questions as far as the different cut settings for the new ColorSpark glitter adhesive vinyl. So I figured, why not go live here today? That way I can answer a lot of your questions at the same time, right? And we won't have a huge amount of people here, which will make it easier to answer some of the questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you within Design Space and within the Silhouette software, cutting the new ColorSpark glitter adhesive vinyl and show you those cut settings. All right. Nicholas, what's up? Helen, what's up? Graylene, Kathleen, Treva, Tawana, how are you? Nick, Angela, what's going on? Donna, what's up? Telemaker, what's up? IMBA, Lisa Manning, Victoria, Nicole, Crafts from Mars, what's up? TikTok crew, how you guys doing? So here's the deal. I'm just going to run through a couple things. It's probably going to be, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. But I am working on a TikTok tonight, or today, probably be posted later tonight, to show you how quickly time involved, labor cost involved, material cost involved, and how much money you can make starting a business with just a vinyl cutter, even without a heat press, and just doing, for example, the little tumblers or a car decal or something like that. And I'm going to break down all of the cost involved, your labor cost, your overhead cost, and whatnot. And I think it'll be pretty cool. And those are all minute-long videos, which make them pretty awesome because you can roll through a bunch really quickly, right? So here's the other thing. Remember, the crazy 200,000 subscriber sale is ending today. Remember, you guys got 1,000 people. Freaking awesome. We had 1,000 people on last night's YouTube Live. 1,000 people on last night's YouTube Live. So we extended the sale until 4 p.m. Eastern Time today, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. So you have about 2 hours and 40 minutes left on that sale. Okay, 75% off designs, 30% off Korean stones, 15% off ColorSpark vinyl, like what I'm going to be showing you here. So let's get into it. So what I'm going to show you, and I will do, what do we have more of? Cricut or Cameo. Type in what you use. Type in what you use, Cricut or Cameo. Stone templates, where do I buy them? On our website, of course, therhinestoneworld.com. Cricut or Cameo, I'm going to do them both anyway, but who are we starting with? What's up, Dawn? How are you? What's up, Donna? What's up, Steph? Sabrina, how are you? I was in the middle of a sale. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing. No coupon code needed for the sale. At checkout, you'll see them all. Wow. All right. The first 4 comments that came through were Cricut, so we'll knock out Cricut first, and then we'll knock out the Cameo. All right, so let me flip around for you guys here on Instagram, or I'm sorry, on TikTok. TikTok, flip around so you guys can see my screen as well. And YouTube, let me flip you guys around to see my screen, and let's get into this. So, I am going to Design Space first. Okay, I'm going to be using the Cricut Maker here. Now, how many of you Cricut users do not know how to create your own custom settings? Let me know. How many of you do not? Just type in do not if you don't know how to create your own custom settings. Because honestly, I like to create all of my own settings, even though the Cricut has a bunch of preset settings, okay, like the cardstock and the vinyl and the glitter vinyl. They're all different, okay. I recommend and prefer to create all of my own settings. That way I know with my blade and what I'm using and whatnot, how to, and I can name them Magic Flock. I can name them ColorSpark Glitter Adhesive and so on. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well here in Design Space. So first thing we're going to do is within Design Space here, I'm just going to open up my canvas, and I'm not going to go through the entire process of putting it on the tumbler. I'm just going to cut it and show you the settings and weeding and whatnot, okay? So here we go. I'm just going to use, I'll just use the same name for each one. I'll just do Madison. So I'm going to come over to my text, and I'm going to type out Madison, Madison. Now the font that I'm going to use is my Super Shadow font. So Super Shadow, and this is just going to be a one color, what I'm going to show you here. So I'm going to search my Super Shadow font, and I'm going to use Super Shadow 1. So there's my font right there, and you know how Cricut likes to spread it out. I hate how it does this, but it's all right. It's an easy fix. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to ungroup it. I can hit Control and zoom in a little bit, and then I'm just going to grab my A, move that over a little bit, grab my D, grab my I, grab my S, get that lined up nice. Then I'm going to grab my O and grab my N. Once I have this kind of put together, okay, I'm going to highlight it all. And on the bottom right-hand side, I'm going to hit weld so it's all welded together. Now that we have that welded together, I'm going to drop it up in the top left corner here and go to Make It. Now, I have my Cricut Maker set up back here. So, to get the fonts into the Cricut, just install them on your software, on your computer, and then they'll be in Design Space. So, got it there, got it Mac, going to hit Continue. All right? So here's where it's going to ask me for my different settings, all right? So for my settings, I'm going to go right here to Browse All Materials, all right? And then in the Browse All Materials, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, because you can move all around, okay? So I'm browsing all my materials, and it's technically not at the very bottom, where you'll see my custom settings, and I'll show you. See my materials right here? But if I go to the very bottom, you're going to see in the bottom left-hand side here, material settings. Okay? And that's where you're going to see where you can edit all of the different materials in here. You guys see that? So even if there is a material that's in there that you wanted to cut at a little bit more force, you can just click on Edit and change the force. But what I'm going to do is scroll to the very bottom again, and I'm going to hit Add New Material. And what's the material name? I'm going to call this ColorSpark Glitter Adhesive Vinyl. And hit Save. So that's going to drop this up into my settings here. And now I'm going to change my force. And I'm going to go at probably around 220 is my guesstimate on this. So I'm doing a force of 220. I'm only doing a single cut because I want it to cut quicker. And then I'm going to do a fine point blade. Now, those of you who saw my video on TikTok and stuff and were asking how to, I'll zoom you guys in a little bit here, TikTok, and we're asking how do I get the setting for the Magic Flock to 350? You just drag this to 350 and you're good, okay? Again, for this glitter vinyl, because it is a little bit thicker, I'm going to do a force cut setting of 220. Fine point blade, and when it's off, that means a single cut. Double cut, triple cut, quadruple cut, and so on. That means it's going to cut it that many times for thicker material. So I'm going to hit Save, and now that's saved in there. I'm going to come up to the top, close this out. So now I need to go find that material. So I'm going to browse all materials. I'm going to scroll down until you see one that says My Materials, which is this one right here. And you'll see there's my ColorSpark glitter adhesive vinyl. And I'm going to put a star by it because I want to put that into my favorites. So I'm going to click on it and put the little check mark, and then I'm going to hit Done. Base material set to ColorSpark glitter adhesive vinyl. So now I just created a custom setting for a custom material. Everybody got that? How do you figure out the blade force? Just do small little test cuts, Jordan. Just do small test cuts. Do little squares. Maybe start it at 150, then go to 175. And then if you go to 200 and it cuts through, you know you're a little bit too deep. So back it off to, let's say, 185. It's just small test cuts to where you're not wasting a lot of material. So now what I need to do is bring you guys over to the machine here. And like I said, we're going to do our first cut here today on the Cricut Maker. So let me switch over to our production view here. Boom, good to go. Good to go there. And let me try and get some of my TikTok comments over here as well. Give me 1 second. Boom. So how many of you here, just let me know, did you just learn something new by those custom cut settings? It's pretty sweet, okay? I prefer to, doesn't mean you have to, okay? But I prefer to have all of my own custom settings, so I'm not basing it off of the Cricut settings. Because the Cricut settings will say vinyl. Well, what type of vinyl is it? Is it a 2 millimeter? Is it a 3 mil? Is it a 4 mil? What is it? Well, it doesn't know that off the start, right? So what I'm going to use is I'm just going to use a glitter out of our ColorSpark starter pack that has our 22 different glitter adhesive vinyls in it. And you can see all of my different glitter colors here. And I will cut one out of, let's see which color we want to use. And again, I'm just doing a quick little name on it. So I will do our coffee. This is our coffee brown. All right. So cutting this coffee brown, I'm going to grab my TRW cutting mat. What's up, Mallory? How are you? What's up, Eric? How you doing? And I'm just going to drop this onto my mat. Let's load this into my maker here, and we're loaded in. So again, I have my custom settings. The Magic Flock Material CB is on our website. You'll see the link in the bio. Make sure to get it today, and you'll get a free 25 gross of stones. But you only have, listen to me guys, you only have until 4 p.m. Eastern time, which is literally 2.5 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours, all right? So, good to go with that. Let's go ahead and hit cut. And let's see. I'm hoping this is a good setting, but honestly, I would kind of be happy if it cut through it too much or not enough, because then I can show you how to adjust the setting as well. Yes, we have the 12 by 12 TRW cutting mats and the 12-inch by 24-inch mats. And then, yes, I'm going to show you guys with the Cameo as well, the settings I use for this material as well. Like I said, I prefer to create my own custom settings because I know that I've tested that, and I'm sure you guys have done this before, and I've done it before when I first started even using the Cricut to do videos, right? Oh, I didn't even change the size on it. Oh, well. It's pretty big, but it's all good. Now, whenever I take vinyl off the mat, what I always do is I roll the mat off the vinyl. That way that paper doesn't stick to it. Good with that. Let me grab a pair of scissors here and trim that baby off, and let's see how our cut settings were. See if we were good. Scoot you guys down a little bit so you can see a little bit better here, and boom. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Looky there. Doesn't get much easier to weed than that, does it? Good there, inside there, and we are done. And you can see this is our coffee glitter. I'm not sure how good you can see the actual kind of glitter speckles with the lack of light in here right now. But, boom. So, the custom setting that I did for our new glitter adhesive vinyl, I'll come back to the software and I'll show you guys. And I'll show you where I went again, and then we'll do a quick cut on the Cameo as well. So I'm going to bring you guys back over here, TikTok. Let's get you guys back over so you can see my screen here. There we go. Let me flip you guys back around YouTube. And let's do this. So, where I went to create my custom setting, I see some of you guys asking already. I'm going to go to Make It, okay? And then I'm going to hit Continue here. And you can do it in the main screen as well. Let me actually show you. So if I were on the home screen, are you sure you want to cancel the cut? Yes, I do. If I were on the home screen and I went to Manage Custom Materials, okay, I can manage them here as well. So you don't necessarily have to do it once you're ready to cut the job. So did you guys all see where I went there? Where I went to, I'll go out of this screen again to show you. I went to the 3 bars, Manage Custom Materials. Now you do have to be connected to a machine to do this, okay? And then once you're managing your custom materials, it is based off machine. So that's an important thing too. See, I'm connected to the Maker right now. If I were connected to the Explorer Air 2 or the Joy or whatever. Now, for the settings, to do it, what I did is I went all the way to the bottom and I hit Add New Material. Now, I don't need to add a new one again, but I will show you the settings for this vinyl. I'm just going to go, it's in alphabetical order. So, ColorSpark Glitter Adhesive Vinyl. You'll see it right here. Okay? 220 was my cut pressure or force. Single cut, so off, and then fine point blade. Now, had this cut through a little bit too much, what I could have done is I could have hit edit here and bumped it down to 210 for my force. So, but 220 was perfect, so I'm going to keep it right there. Make sense? All right, everybody good with that? Ready to move on to the Silhouette software? Let's do it. I want to do a print with and then make it into a window. Can you do print and cut? There are different materials that you can buy as far as to be able to print and then do your cut, a contour cut around it. If you're looking for like a nicer industrial, then you're talking a print cut or a printer like a Roland VersaCam or a Mamaki. But now you're getting up into the $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 range for a printer. But there are different materials that are obviously aren't going to last as long and they aren't going to look quite as good. But when you're getting started, you can just get different printable vinyl that you feed into your laser or inkjet printer and cut from there. Okay, so yes, you definitely can. All right, so let's close this down. And I am going to open now the Silhouette Studio software. The best cutting, if you guys want, at the end here, if I get through this pretty quick, I can do a quick little cut of Magic Flock as well. And I can show you guys. All right, so in the Silhouette software, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go M-A-D-I, Maddie. And I'll change the color to black just so we can see it a little bit better. Now, you guys know what's about to happen here. I come over to my text, and I'm going to type in TRW, super, and then Arial pops back up. And then I'm going to do it a couple more times. TRW, and then Arial pops back up. And then I'm going to type it again. TRW, super, and then Arial pops back up. And normally what? What would you guys guess? 5 or 6 times you get to do this? And we're good. There we go. We got it, finally. Woo, awesome. That's such a pain in the ass. All right, so I got Maddie right here. Looks good. Let's come over here to my modify panel, and I'm going to weld it together. So select Maddie and weld, and then I'm going to bring this one down to about 5.5 inches or so. Bring it up into my corner here. That looks good, and I'm going to go to send. Now, for my settings on this, I'm not even really paying attention to my material on this, honestly. You can move it to different materials, but I basically put it on what I'm going to use. So, what I mean by that is I'm using the auto blade, okay? I have my auto blade set. I'm just going to go to cut, and then I'm going to move this to a blade setting of 5. I'm going to do a force of 20, and I always put it on full speed. So I have a speed of 30, and I'm doing a single pass. Got it? So we need to come back over here to our machines, and let's get our material loaded into the Cameo here. So coming back over to our production view here, we are good to go. And let's cut the same material. I'm just going to drop this onto my cutting mat. Throw this into my Cameo here. That looks good to go. And let's come over and get this thing cut. So I'm going to go, got Maddie, that looks good. I'm going to hit send here. What's up, Kickboxing Mama 5? Crafter 321, why does it do that? I don't know. I think we should all email Silhouette and say, fix this, damn it. Believe me, their software is a billion times better than Design Space. So I'm not complaining about that, but Talia, is that how I pronounce it? To answer your question on TikTok, Talia, 100% yes. So Talia's question was, do you think it's worth it to get the Silhouette Business Edition software to use with the Cricut? Yes. Okay? I don't care if you buy it from us or not. I'm not trying to say that to get a sale. The reason why I say yes is the Design Space software is miserable. Okay, you can't do anything in it. No, I'm connected through a USB. The Design Space software is miserable, okay? You can't do anything with the Design Space software. So, if you get the Silhouette Business Edition software, you can create your files and then export them. You need the Business Edition to do this. Export them as an SVG file. Bring that SVG file into Design Space to cut it. Does that make sense? And a lot of your limitations that you have will then be gone. And look at that. So pretty. So that cut setting was perfect as well. So again, we gave away a $1,300 Graph Tech last night, but as you can see, the Cricut will cut the material, the Cameo will cut the material. Is it going to take more time to cut it? Yes, but doing a custom name like this in vinyl, I mean, the Graph Tech might cut it in 3 seconds, where the Cameo might cut it in 15 seconds. Who cares about 15 seconds, right? If something like this or this is going to start your business, that's the best cutter to have, the best heat press to have is the cutter or the heat press that you can afford, because that's going to get your business going. If you just sit and do nothing until you can afford a Graph Tech or a Hotronix Autoclam or something and wait to start your business, I don't recommend doing that. because you can start building your customer base with, obviously, these craft cutters. Now, I do want to do one more thing, and I'll show you the Magic Flock. I see a lot of you Cricut users asking for the cut setting for the Cricut with Magic Flock. So, let's do that. I'm going to grab my cutting mat here. I need to grab a little piece of Magic Flock. Let's see where I have some. Got some right here. And we will do a little Magic Flock cut. Alright, so got my Magic Flock here. Now here's probably the biggest trick when it comes to Magic Flock, okay? Whether you're cutting out on the Graph Tech, don't worry about doing this. You don't have to do this. However, I found the difference between the Cameo and the Cricut, they're very similar. The Cameo software is just much better. So I recommend the Cameo, okay? Now, cutting here with the Magic Flock on either the Cricut or the Cameo, I recommend taking it off of the carrier sheet and sticking it directly to the mat, okay? Now, I'm going to load my cutting mat into the maker here. Oh, I had just unloaded it. All right, got it loaded in. Now, the other thing, I actually found something that's pretty cool about this, that you could do it with the you can do it with the Graph Tech as well, but this little piece right here will come in handy. And I'm going to show you. Instead of throwing this away, this will come in handy. Design Space is a bad software, yes. It's just difficult, okay? So let's come over here. Like I was playing around the other day and when we were working with it, and I said it shouldn't be called Design Space. It should just be called Space, because all it does is take up space on your computer. So let's close this down. And no, and let's go back to our Cricut Design Space here. Now, cutting the Magic Flock. And I'll do a new cut setting just so you guys can see, okay? I'll do a new cut setting. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go Manage Custom Materials. It's going to find my Cricut Maker here that I have set up. And then I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, just rolling to the bottom, and go Add New Material. And I'm going to call this TRW Magic Flock Material. And save. Exactly, Matt. Design Space is a cutting software. Which it's good for that, right? It's just not a designing software. It should be called Cutting Space. There you go. Let's just change the name to Cutting Space. All right. So I'm going to bump this all the way up to 350. Okay. All the way up to 350. Oh, stop it. Boom. And I'm going to do a single cut still. It's a space you put a design in. I like that one, Miss Mary. And then fine point blade. Okay? And then I'm going to hit save. So I just saved that custom setting. Now I'm going to close this down. I'm going to come over to our new project. And with this here, I'm going to go and just type in some text here. I'm going to type in, I don't know, Matt. And I'm going to find my TRW 130 super small. And that's just a small rhinestone font. Okay? Now, with the TRW 130 super small, there's a couple different things. We have a big list that shows you all of the recommended point sizes for it, right? Or if you don't have that, what you can do is you can come down here and weld it together, okay? Then you're going to click on Contour. You're going to hide all contours. And then close that down. It's going to show one circle. We're going to change that one circle to 0.135 inches. Everybody with me? Now I'm going to go back to Contour in the bottom right corner. I'm going to hit Show All Contours. And then close that down. And now matte is back. But now all of those circles are 0.135 inches. Got it? Now I see some of you asking, what if you want to put a weed box around it? What you would do for that is you're going to come over to your shape tool. You're going to click on a square. I'm going to unlock it so I can make this square move whichever way I want. I'm going to throw it right there, throw it there, and then throw it to the back. And then let's just get this lined up nice. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. Highlight them both, okay, and then hit slice. And what that did is it sliced out all of those circles. So I now have a template. Got it? Move matte up into the corner, and I'm going to go to Make It. I'm going to hit Continue. Eric. And then browse all materials, and I'm going to go to so any materials that you create, they will go into the My Materials section. So there's my TRW Magic Flock material that I just did. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to give me my green square and hit Done. And then I'm going to go Pressure More. Got it? Now, don't switch the tool to a different blade, because if you had switched this tool to a deep point or rotary blade, it's going to default to other settings. No, this isn't for the Maker only. You can do this on the Explorer Air and the Joy as well. So I have my pressure at more, and we should be good to go. So let's bring you guys back over here. Let's bring you guys over to the production view here. And let's see what we get. So good there, good there. Click on my cut. What software do I recommend? Well, your long-term goal for software would be the Wizard and Corel, but I know that's not a solution for people that are just starting, because it's obviously a lot more expensive. So off the start, I would recommend the Silhouette software, even if you have a Cricut cutter. %. Like Corel with the Wizard will make both of those softwares look like nothing. But it's a much larger investment. So the goal of the Wizard and Corel is for you to be able to create all of your own designs, your own rhinestone designs. It'll do all your mock-ups for you. It'll create all of your order forms. It'll figure out all your material pricing, like so many things. But again, I know that's not a solution. It wouldn't have been a solution for me when I first started my business, because I couldn't afford it. All right, so we're going to see where we were cut setting on this. So I'm going to pull that out there. Let's find my little box. So here is my box setting, and look at that. I've been on fire lately, haven't I? That is a perfect cut and perfect weed. Beautiful, baby. And look at how clean, I mean, you can see how clean the circles are on that cut. See that? So the big key is getting those custom settings, right? But then also, now, what I was saying, the solution for this, what I would do now, instead of using the back of the hotfix tape for your carrier to hold it, you could just use this right here, and then I can store my template like this. because that won't let the adhesive back through, but it'll also be easy to peel off. Make sense? And then once you have this template, for those of you guys who don't know, once you have this template, you brush in your stones and use your hot fix tape, press it to your shirt, bling anything material, whatever you're pressing to. Yes, Inkscape is a great solution off the start, 100%. Yes, and Inkscape is a free download as well. Definitely. Now, I see some of you asking about this. Again, what I could do is I could pull this off here, drop it back to my remaining there. That's probably a little bit too small really for much, but I could cut something out of this. And there we go. And now I have this for my next cut that I want to do. If I want to do a little baseball, soccer ball, flower, whatever it is. Easy enough. My order was just delivered. Awesome, Amber. The magic flock setting was 300 for my cut force. And then I did a single cut. Oh yes, and then for clean and single cut with the fine point blade. Cleaning it off, I know most of you have seen me do this part already. All I do is just grab my little squeegee here and right into the trash. And then it's clean and ready for my next cut. And for my mat, what I do, I know that my table's clean. I just flip my mat over and stick it to my table here. Just so I'm not always putting back on that cover sheet because it's always a pain in the butt. Good to go? The Silhouette software, we have it on our website. Obviously, Silhouette has it on their website as well. There's many places you can buy it. All right, let me flip the camera around here real quick. All right, so here's the deal, guys. On the website, okay, on the website, the sale. So if you are looking to get anything with any of these materials, any of the rhinestones, any of the fonts, any of the designs, if you are thinking about getting any of that stuff, I'm telling you right now, within the next 2 hours and 8 minutes is your time to do it, okay? Because you don't need a coupon code. In all of those sales, everything on the site will go back to regular pricing at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So in 2 hours and 8 minutes. And the only reason why it got extended till 4 p.m. is because we had so many of you show up last night and we had a little challenge. If we get to 1,000 live on YouTube, then I would extend the sale. I extended the sale. 4 p.m., 2 hours and 7 minutes. 2 hours and 7 minutes left. All right, Bobby is going live on Instagram. She's going to be doing some different stuff, somewhat similar to this as well. But Bobby is going to be going live on Instagram at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Eastern time, right before that last hour, basically during that last hour of the sale. Okay? So, appreciate all of you guys. You guys are all freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Again, yeah, 75% off all fonts and download files. 75%. We've never done that, not even on Black Friday before. So if you're looking, all of you Cricut users, if you're looking for those shadow fonts to be able to do stuff like this right here that you can't currently do in the Cricut software, you can, but it take you a freaking hour. You can now do that in a minute. You can now do that in a minute in the software. I can't find anything that's 75. Sabrina, when you go to, and I'll show you here real quick, Sabrina, just to give you an idea. And I'll show you guys as well, Instagram, or TikTok, just so you guys can see. Man, I'm getting TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, getting you guys all mixed up today. So, Sabrina, let's just say you wanted that shadow font that I just used, okay? And that one is the Super Shadow Script font right here. It says $30 on the website, okay? And I'll switch my screen around as well. It says $30, but when I add it to my cart, okay, and I proceed to checkout without any type of code or anything, it takes $22.50 off that font, and it's $7.50. So you don't need a code, and you aren't going to see the sale until you go to checkout. So we currently have basically for Cricut users, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 13 shadow fonts now. All of those are 75% off. If you have Corel and the Wizard, no, Dawn, if you have just the regular font, then you're good. However, Dawn, that's a great question. Dawn's asking if I have the Wizard and Corel, do I necessarily need the shadow fonts? So Dawn, if you already have the superscript font, then you don't need the shadow font. But Dawn, for example, the Rhinestone shadow font and the Rhinestone shadow font 3, the balloon font, those are brand new fonts, and those you won't be able to do anything. So those would be ones that the Wizard would still need that font to be able to do it. But regular fonts, if you already have our Flutter font in the Wizard, you can create contours like that, right? Which Corel version is best? Whichever one fits your budget. I still use Corel Draw X8, so mine's old. All right, let me flip you guys around. So Bobby's going to be going live in 1 hour, 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Bobby's going live in 1 hour. The sale has 2 hours and 4 minutes remaining. 2 hours and 4 minutes remaining on the sale. Please don't wait till the last second if you are looking to get something, because at 4 p.m. Eastern time, all of those coupon codes are going to disappear. So when you go to checkout, those rhinestones that might be 30% off right now will be full price. And TikTok, link to the website in my profile bio. Click on the profile right there. It'll bring you to, you'll see the link to the website. Yes, you can use the Silhouette software with the Cricut. You just need the business edition, Tina. And that allows you to export the SVG to bring it into Design Space. Sweet Daddy. All right. Hey, Instagram, 3 p.m. Make sure to go say hi to Bobby. She's going to be doing some more trainings today. Last night's designs I will have up on the YouTube membership by tonight. Okay? I will have it up on for all All-Star members. The Everyday I'm Hustling design and the Lit Rhinestone design, those will be free for YouTube All-Star members, and I will have them up later tonight. Sounds good. Hey, appreciate all of you guys. Go see Bobby, 3 o'clock. Sale ends at 4 o'clock, which is 2 hours and 2 minutes. That's 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. All right, crew? TikTok. We'll see you guys later. YouTube. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon. Later.